Look at these proficiencies. By the way, I'm drinking San Pellegrino, prickly pear, and orange flavor. Gonna get some Rust Commons East action going on. Equipment review. Oh, and aside from the shield parts, being able to identify which ones are generally the best. And it might actually, I might be mistaken about that. It might not just be certain parts being better than others. It might work the way it does with weapon parts, especially weapon barrel types. You know how, uh, for example, generally speaking, revolver barrels 4 and 5 are pretty much evenly matched because barrel 4 it gives you max damage and is the third most accurate, whereas barrel 5 gives you the absolute maximum accuracy. Maybe shield parts work like that too. I might have to research that. But the model number you're looking for with the parts that I typically describe as being generally the optimum parts for a shield, regardless of brand. Those parts being 3 prongs on the left side, dog dish hubcap in the middle, which is what that is, and soda can on the right side. That'll give you the model number of whatever the brand abbreviation is, followed by 550XC, or as Axton would say, 550 X-Ray Charlie, and the prefix impenetrable. All right. Let's compare this Master to this shotgun. Despite the stats, obviously it would be a good idea to factor capacity in there too. So if you consider that, then these really are evenly matched and pair well with each other. They both have barrel 5. Haven't been using sniper rifles much. Loves me my Stompers. Bulldog Barrel 2, not interested. I'm just holding on to it because I guess it's kind of like holding on to a trophy of sorts. Firefly, good, but don't need it necessarily. Not since I have Mercenary. This is going to be way more fun with Dahl than with Tediore. Well, Dahl just simply is more fun than Tediore. Tediore Allegiance is fine on Playthru-1, especially as Morty.
Hello, Traveler! There are new missions available on the T-Bone Junction Bounty Board.
A clip is a device other than a speed loader used for loading a magazine or cylinder.
Hello, Marcos here. I've got an opportunity for you. Come see me at my place in T-Bone Junction.
You know
Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
You must leave the fighting to us, and our schedule will permit you a defense. If you are stabbed, control the bleeding as best you can. If you find yourself bitten, walk it off.
Yeah.
We will protect you.
Parts aren't good enough, so I will sell that.
Enough walking. Let's get out of here.
Not long until I hit level 50. So why do you think the Stomper is so tragically overlooked in this game by most players? Most, not all. Well, part of the reason for that is it's a combat rifle, and the vast majority of Borderlands 1 players drastically prefer machine guns over combat rifles. Rubber nades are good in this game. I know I talk about that all the time, but it's true. Since most players start out with Borderlands 2, they associate all rubber nades with the style of rubber nades in that game, which genuinely do suck. So when they play this game, after having played that game, they assume that they suck in this game too, which they don't. By the way, here in Indiana, if we were to compare the vibe of a region to Borderlands manufacturers, around these parts it's kind of like a cross between Jacobs and Dahl. I was at the grocery store earlier today, like just minutes before I started this session, and I saw something like 3 people
Mine,
wearing camo.
Mine.
But it was a hunter style camo, not a combat style camo. And there's the Wildcat, which is hot garbage. Nothing elite about it. If the Wildcat was...
The Atlas Corporation will return to break the bothersome shackles of freedom and choice that have plagued your weary mind.
If it, like let's say a double anarchy with ricochet bullets, then you'd have something there that would be worth using. But what does it do? It's just inaccurate. That doesn't mean that it's optimized for close quarters combat.
Excellent.
Hey, you see my gun?
Valued customer.
Cheap, reliable, lightweight, and incredibly fast reload speeds. TDR makes an easy-to-use gun.
Parts are too basic on that masher. Here's an example of a pounder that's actually worth using. And in the past I've said that body 5 is the best body type for pounders, but I think this body 4 here might actually be better on a pounder. since they're semi-auto, pounders are semi-auto. And body 4 means increased damage but decreased fire rate. But fire rate doesn't mean anything if it's not full auto or burst. Then that's probably the best body type to have on a pounder, if you're going to use a pounder at all. And of course you'll want to combine that with barrel 4 for max damage. I have found pounders that are worth using.
Just tell me if you need
Get your
anything.
heads here.
I could just sell this Wildcat and not feel bad about it, but I'm not gonna. I'll keep it as a trophy. Is that silly? Oh, this thing... it's just too basic. See that? Same label color, 7 levels difference. That's how much of a difference parts make. Parts make more of a difference than anything else. Also notice this is the better material type, urban, compared to the standard, whatever it's called.
Who needs a real doctor when you got my machines and their scary needles?
Don't know if I've ever talked about elemental carnage guns before. They're actually kind of fun, aside from their heinous low accuracy.
What do you want? Spit it out.
Let's bring out your rat.
Really? Stuck on nothing. But you probably couldn't tell. I could, though, because I could feel it.
And we'll give them our leftovers. Give us your poor, and we'll give them a job that might pay. Give
Elemental carnage guns, proc per shot. But in my experience, they're very rare. Carnage guns, not rare. Elemental carnage guns, very rare. By the way, you know what else would make a pounder more useful? Is if you got an elemental one and it procced per shot, which it might as well because it's semi-auto with low capacity. But as they are, they make terrible elemental guns because they proc exceedingly unreliable. You might only get 1 or 2 elemental procs per mag, regardless of elemental rating.
Hello there, good friend.
You used to work for Dahl. What do you think of the fact that I'm doing
Secret lab, don't you understand?
a Dahl Allegiance run? This was the first Allegiance run I ever started. I think if I ever did another solo Allegiance run, I would do SNS Morty. And that, I do believe, could potentially be one of the funnest Allegiance runs that you could possibly do in any Borderlands game. Morty has very high synergy with SNS. That gives you access to 2 regular class mods and at least 1 specialized class mod. The regular ones would be Gunslinger and Ranger, which are plenty fun.
Combines good damage, high fire rate, and recoil reduction into one lethal weapon.
And then on top of that, you get the special one, Truxican Wrestler. Good luck finding one of those, though. Fairly decent Teddy guns. Guardian is at least useful for regenning ammo for better combat rifles and or machine guns. That, I guess, would be a decent shield breaker, though not exceptional, despite the fact that it's purple. It's got barrel 1. Decent accuracy for its having barrel 1. This would actually be more fun, I think, even though it's a green. It's got barrel 5, and it's a twin shot. Best part left side. Model 500 Bravo Sierra. You've probably noticed this by now, but I like to begin and end every gaming session with a shopping spree. Does that mean I'm in the grip of bipolar mania? I can afford it. Do. Yo ho ho and a hodeo Joe.
Hyperion asks, what good is a gun that doesn't shoot where you point? Get a gun that's as accurate as you are. Want to shoot a lot of bullets really fast? Vladov has your needs covered.
I like the look of a 3-shot cylinder on an elemental revolver. I guess it's just kind of, in my mind brain, somewhat reminiscent of Hellboy's Samaritan. Which would be even more the case if it was top break, in the style of a Webley or Schofield. Webley if it's double action, Schofield if it's single action. By the way,
Buy an Atlas, and you too can see what it feels like to hold the power of the gods in your hands.
That's too basic. Jacob's revolvers. In Borderlands 2, the ones that are white label are top break, and since they're both top break and single action, that makes them similar to the Schofield. And I kind of wish they were all like that, but all the rest of them have swing out cylinders. It's only the white label ones that are top break, and the ones that are blue label or better have a fake loading gate on the left side of the frame. Why is that? It's only there purely for aesthetics, which I don't understand. It serves no actual purpose. Should have done melee on him. That would have even more justified my papaya, which of course is a reference to Tank Girl. I love Stompers. What was your deal a moment ago? You see him? He looked like he was spazzing out or something. Screw it. I do better with iron sights. Because I'm farsighted, I guess. That's my excuse. Oh. When I was doing TD or Morty, I started with this one. I don't have to do it the same way every time. Shops are going to change over here pretty soon. I must resist this temptation to do my shopping spree thing all over again. Check local shops only. Until I've gotten everything done. You notice how I aimed slightly off to the side? Did you notice how the shops changed over right as that happened? I don't know why, but I think that's pretty. Torg with barrel 2. Morty can make up for that. Lack of accuracy. Torg does everything well except accuracy, but the low accuracy with Torg is only true with low quality barrels. Barrel types 1 or 2. Aim slightly off to the side. Again. Heavy gunner, that's fun. Torg would be a really fun allegiance for solo rolling.
I do.
And obviously Torg is most likely the numero uno top brand for brick, whether you're doing solo or team allegiance. Another good choice for brick if you want to do something a bit different is Atlas.
Cheap, reliable, lightweight, and incredibly fast reload speeds. TDR makes an easy-to-use gun.
I don't like sweepers. I like accurate shotguns. Does this have the twisted barrel? Yes! Remember, I actually like that. It's an acquired taste. Whoa! In my opinion, pounders should be more powerful than stompers because they're semi-auto. It only makes sense, right? Ugh. Screw it. That's a wonderful idea.
Really good at this.
That was ill-advised. Almost forgot where I parked.
Got ourselves a hero here.
Not exactly. Anti-hero at
You
best.
don't want to be here. Take a blow.
Possibly even an anti-villain. Depending on how you look at it. If you assume that order is always good and chaos is always bad, which is an unsophisticated way of thinking, then, well, that's a topic for another time. Oh, you... On the other hand, why should I feel bad about wasting bandits? They're predators and parasites. You see how awesome a Stomper is and why it's so awesome? It gives you the power of a shotgun, or close to it.
That was it? It's dead?
And it combines that with the accuracy of a rifle. Because it is a rifle. If you think of its damage output in terms of burst, and not just individual shot. Don't fall off the ledge. Yeah. Why are you taking so many shots? You're just an ordinary pissant. Stompers, in my experience, are fairly consistently effective at stunning spider ants. You shoot them in the carapace. Oftentimes it takes only 1 or 2 bursts to stun them. Best part, left side. Only interested in 5-line perks when it comes to class mods. SWAT. BL1. I might have said or mentioned something about this in past episodes, but when it comes to different types of combat rifles, the 2 best ones, without a doubt, are the Cobra and the Stomper. And it seems to me that Lil can get the most use out of a Stomper, whereas anyone else is most likely better off with a Cobra. And the reason for that is because Lil can override the Stomper's one weakness, which is slow bullets, with her high velocity skill. In the zone, mercs and bandits are on the same side. But on Pandora, being a merc is more like the type of merc that Scar is. I know, I'm playing Lilith. Why am I not using nothing but SMGs? Well, I use those too, it's just that I really like the Stomper.
I'm
it's like my signature weapon because hardly anyone else uses it. Like the double tap in Borderlands 2. Should have done that to this one. I think the reason I'm having such a hard time with Pt.2 Morty is because I'm not finding good Pt.2 weapons, like a Stomper, a Pt.2 version of this, and a Pt.2 version of this. These two weapons. What would really make Pt.2 more fun as an allegiance, well, my specific allegiance run, for me anyway, would be an intense Stomper. They all just appear out of nowhere. They don't even burrow up out of the ground. Zone sportsmanship style. You're not the overlord of... No, wait. I know how I should phrase this. You're the overlord of two things, Jack and Squat, and Jack left town. See how this shotgun seems to do inconsistent damage compared to the Stomper? Like, I was shooting that one's abdomen, and it took 3 shots, whereas the one before, it took only 1. And these two have about the same... are able to withstand about the same damage. It's only too bad this Stomper doesn't have an 18-round mag. I've said it before and I'll say it again. They screwed up all the mag capacities on combat rifles. They should all be increased by 9, or at least by 6.
Get your ass!
Are you using a Carnage? Someone using a Carnage? Or no. It's a Vladov machine gun with an explodey capacitor. Decent parts too. Barrel 4, body 3. Stock 2, Sight 2. Basic stock. Good barrel. Bleh. I needs me a new payload rifle. By that I mean explodey sniper rifle. In real world terms, a payload rifle is actually more than just a rifle. It's basically a direct fire grenade launcher. Well, that figures. Why doesn't this game understand water? There's that. Now this one. How are all of you back already? Oops. Move faster, please. Oh, so slow. Always underestimate I don't even know why I came here. Underestimate the blast radius of consistent stun effect. Blast radius of those fuel tanks. Really? That took more effort than I believe it should have. Why is this area here? There's no mission. There's like, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Not everything has to have some special significance to it, but I guess it's just a place to fight enemies. Let's get you rolling.
Going after the vault? There are no solutions here.
Since we're talking Lil here, that could be interpreted different ways.
I sure got you right now.
Could be interpreted as, or misinterpreted as some sort of double entendre. Or double entendre, as most say. You know why the French language is the way it is, with all those unnecessary letters and such? It was the aristocratic oppressor class that did that.
Let's see what we've got.
Junk. As per typical.
Yes, feel it.
Remember the days when it only took one headshot? I need a payload rifle. Or at least I want a payload rifle. Oh, an exploding penetrator. That's what I need to get my mitts on. I know I ask this question all the time, but why are optical attachments obligatory on combat rifles? Why can't you have plain old iron sights on a combat rifle? Machine guns will always have either iron sights or sight 1 or sight 2. And for some reason, most players think that having sight 1 on a machine gun is like the best type of sight you can have. I don't understand that. It has such low zoom that basically all it does is cut off your peripheral vision, which reduces situational awareness. Or potentially can result in that, I should say.
Time to play! Time to play!
Really? Ugh. Of course, you might ask, well, why did you aim down sights at that distance? Because shooting from the hip just feels wrong. Wake up, Shield, you're taking too long. Alright, where to put that skill point? Right here.
call this stuff?
Do you think Dahl Lil is too casual? Well, now that sniper rifle I just picked up is overscoped. Barrel 2, sight 5. This one that I currently have is underscoped for the capabilities of its barrel type. At least in terms of accuracy. Actually, I don't know about that. We've got barrel 3 and sight 2. This one has barrel 2 and sight 5. And these both have decent stocks. Good. I don't know what stock type that is. I think it's stock 2. Anything better than stock 1 is good enough. Generally speaking.
If you need healing, step right up.
There's that soda can. Best part, right side. I double checked because you notice the way things are listed, it changes on you sometimes out of nowhere for no reason. That messes with my head, so I have to start over again.
First aid kit. You won't regret it.
I know I don't have to get all the pamphlets. I just like to, for the sake of completion, it feels right. Might as well get the annoyances out of my face. The skitterlings, as I call them. Still don't understand what determines which direction you jump out of your vehicle. You see that? It exploded from its own brethren's sludge. This thing doesn't even stun as well as a Stomper. Seven-round mag, that's the better mag type for semi-auto sniper rifles.
If I'm lucky.
Another Wildcat. $47.5. That's good accuracy for a Wildcat. This has a good body and a good barrel, and I pressed the jump key and I didn't jump. Ugh. That music that reminds me of Full Moon's Video Zone from the early 90s. Absolutely nothing I could do to avoid that. Not that it mattered too much, but it's the principle of the thing that I find annoying. Isn't there sometimes a red chest right there? That's the only reason I came over here. Must be one of those that changes position.
Let the boys catch a ride. He's ready to ride to give the boot.
Let's see how much this damages my vehicle. Quite a bit. That was still advised to the max. Come on. You're useless. If only this was a masher. Or an elemental, for that matter. Yeah. I'm not even keeping the Wildcat as a so-called trophy. I know that was my own fool self that got myself into that situation. I wanted to see how much damage that would do to my vehicle. But what killed my vehicle the other halfway? It only killed my vehicle halfway, squashing that large bug. So then what happened after that to wreck it the rest of the way so quickly?
Enough walking.
Because I only ran over the one
Get out of here.
large bug. I didn't run over a second.
Time to pound!
Basically a full auto shotgun.
Hyperion asks, what good is a gun that doesn't shoot
Really?
you a point? Get a gun that's as accurate as
This
you
is the
are.
best you can offer? With a white labeled junker as the item of the day? Don't insult me. Any sort of karate go nuts enemy is going to wreck your ride extra fast. Corrosive weapons are the best anti-vehicular weapons, so of course the Pestilent Defiler is not only the best anti-armor weapon, it's also the best anti-vehicular weapon. Don't you hate enemies that only exist to annoy the player? I know I don't need to do this. Saw that red dot. not an immediate threat. Really? Oh, what could? Oh. I don't need any of that. That symbol right there, is that derived from Celtic iconography? I know the general vibe here is supposed to be like Lovecraftian. But Slither is not exactly a Dagon type of figure. By the way, did you ever see the movie Slither? Electric Dove. Guess I should get some use out of it.
Has your needs covered.
why is that a mirror image? Decent proc rate. Blah. Blah. I don't need to hop out and grab every single wad of cash. Marcus might disagree. He'd probably scold me for being irresponsible or something. By the way, earlier when I died to death, did you notice I wasn't able to shoot through the carcass of my car? And that's pretty much what killed me to death. I grabbed the thing. Not bad, not bad. I knew that I had grabbed the cogwheel whatchamadoozer. What do I have to do to trigger Tanis's dialogue? Drive down this way.
These dirty criminals control access to the trash coast. Dispose of what you will so you can investigate further.
I am become the harbinger of natural law. Press the reload key, even though I don't need to. Borderlands 2's equivalent. To the dove is the infinity. Dove is Dahl. Infinity is Playthru. You'll do. Meat grinder. Reference to Rambo. It was either in First Blood Part 1, no. Sly's commentary to First Blood Part 2 or 3. Well, that was kind of like an action movie, where Sly himself makes fun of how dumb it is to fire an M60 one-handed from the hip. And the Meat Grinder is probably a parody of that. Now let's see if this works. The first... yeah, this screwed up just like this on my Meteor Allegiance run. I have to leave and come back to make it work or whatever. I don't understand that. What causes that? Good sights on that. Good barrel on that. The Dove doesn't regen ammo, it simply doesn't consume it. This is pretty decent. I like it better than the Dove. What's the fire rate? 3.8, and you combine that with Lil's high velocity, no, Quicksilver basically turns it into a machine pistol. Especially since it's buffed by the mercenary class mod, or Merc Company. So, two traits Lil can potentially share in common with Morty. Sniper abilities with Spectre. And the ability to turn repeaters into machine pistols, basically. Morty can turn, and this is presumably also true for Lil, Morty can turn repeaters into machine pistols, and machine pistols into bullet hoses. She's not being boastful. She is good at this. It's not boastful if it's true. By the way, I think the Dove always has the same parts, fixed parts. So it never has good sights. Body 5, and it's a Stomper. So if I didn't already have what I have, that would be really good. Spaz. 2 whites and a red chest ripoff. Guess I should get some more use out of the Raven. I love these sights so much. It's because they're actual sights. They're real iron sights that line up right. It's sad that that's such a rare concept. And of course I have to deal with skitterlings again. Come on. Let's get all y'all out here so I can roast you at the same time. As many as I can manage, that is.
That all you got?
Really? I want a repeater with these sights, and I want it to have barrel 5 and a twin shot accessory. That should be really good. I knew I saw a blue something. I have a detective's eye for detail.
Can I help you?
That piece of a tire right there could potentially act as a recoil pad, I guess.
Oh, look, it's another stinking flesh bag. Unless you have something Taylor Cobb needs to hear, you can bugger off like all you other walking shit containers.
How would you know what quantifies as stink? You can neither taste nor smell. I guess to him it's just an expression. So now what I need to do is...
I should warn you about Tanis. There is something strange about her. We haven't had a supply transport come in years. And the commerce grid shows no log of her ever using any of my trade stations. But she must be getting resupplied somehow.
Sounds like you need a storage tank upgrade. Supplies limited.
And she's ex-Dahl, so it wouldn't be Dahl.
You don't need to be a better shot. You just need to shoot more bullets.
Ugh. Terrible. Weak.
Are you not ready, Nero?
Hey. I haven't been using the masher that I've already got. But, well, sticking with the... yeah, I'll just stick with the one I've got. Even though well, why don't I get some use out of it right now? I don't like two-shooters. Most players do. Not because they're two-shooters, but because the Mag 5 type of cylinder gives you max damage, especially when combined with Barrel 4.
Hello, traveler. There are new missions available on the T-Bone Junction bounty board.
Dahl. My most used brand in Borderlands 1.
Even the best gunmen get hit from time to time, so make sure you receive these camouflage. I sure get you right now.
Enough walking.
Unless you're hungry.
Hello, Marcos here. I've got an opportunity for you. Come see me at my place in T-Bone Junction.
Bullets really fast? Vladov has your needs covered.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Trips and Lance got nothing on my weapons.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
It's hard to seek new opportunities with old equipment. Upgrade now.
And I just did.
What do you need? You got what you need, now scram.
You won't regret.
Not bad, not bad. Two of the best parts on this one. The 3 prongs in the soda can. Still haven't found a level 43 replacement for this.
If you need healing, step right up.
Is that a 0 followed by an O, or is that 2 zeros? I can barely even tell. I think it's 500 Sierra. Sterling. 500 Sierra. The proper Axton way to say it. NATO phonetic nomenclature. Well, I'm glad I came here
What do you need?
when I did.
I think we're done here.
Since the shop's just changed over, then instead of going right there, I'll hop back into my mobile. Check this shop again. The one and only time you'll ever see a machine gun with stock 1.
If I can't find you what you need, can't be found on
Double SMG. This thing right here would be just as awesome as a double Anarchy. Hyperion doesn't make double Anarchies. For one, it doesn't match the motif of the brand. That's probably why. And also, it would basically be a game killer.
See you again soon.
Imagine what that would be like. A high accuracy double Anarchy. But this being a double SMG, with this barrel, I mean, this thing, you could rip a lot of things apart with this. Do I need this? I don't really need it, but do I want it? It's a green 48. Let's see how it compares to the things that I have.
Atlas believes in customer service above all else, though all sales are final.
It's a bit on the ordinary side. I don't need it. Now, I go back to the cauldron. Should have gone to whatchamadoozler, middle of nowhere. Check the shops.
They got my machines in there, scary needles. Let's check out your ride.
Let's get some wheels.
Of course, they're all back already. I don't even know how long I was gone. Why does this work this way now? Ugh, come on. Well, the game crashed. Gave me time to grab a new drink. Actually, this is the next day. I kind of just needed a break because when things start getting unreliable, well, that doesn't sit right with my Hufflepuff soul, I guess you could say. Technically Huffleclaw. Hufflepuff primary, Ravenclaw secondary.
Let's check out your ride.
Let's get some wheels.
All right. Now I have to make the thing do the thing again. I probably will fight all those bandit bastards again just because there's a shop over there and a red chest. Best part right side. Pressed the jump key and didn't jump again in that same spot. How many lectures do I have to give about reliability?
I'm really good at this.
Oh, really? Yeah, give me a Stomper over this. I guess it might be different if I was using Spectre. But Spectre is made by a Hyperion. Yeah. Spectre is made by Hyperion, right?
Aw, did that hurt?
Ugh. Losing my patience. Take so many shots to the carapace just to stun an ordinary Spider-Man. There we go. Level 4.
I'm really good at this.
I'm getting bored. Break out my see,
Aw, did that hurt?
trusty, reliable. I like Dahl's tagline in Borderlands 2. No, the pre-sequel. You don't need fancy features, you need reliability.
That was it? It's dead?
Off-perk weapons. Turning this into the age of super boredom. Oh, KMFDM reference. I'm pretty sure nobody would have gotten. There was a reference to the song Megalomaniac from the 90s.
Don't be shy now. Come on, catch a ride.
Whoa.
Take him out!
She's kind of fast. No escape is right. No escape from my double anarchy. Fool.
Dahl makes Judson professional works. Highly accurate and effective, assuming you're strong enough to hold one.
I have a caustic SMG. Vitriolic. Better than caustic.
Should be!
Ravager. Have you seen Phantasm Ravager? I still need to see that. flip. I had a feeling these tires weren't exactly made to go over that, but I thought it was worth a shot.
Hi there. Hi there.
What? No. Is that a... Yeah, it's a death with barrel 5. You dumbasses are going to have to do more than just push me around. Only 2 bursts from this thing to the carapace to stun one of these matriarchs. Whereas a sniper rifle took like 5 shots just to stun a warrior. My point is, don't underestimate the Stomper. As most Borderlands 1 players do. The best of the best, the absolute top-of-the-line Stomper would be a Dahl Intense Stomper with the Desert Material type, which is Material 3, and the following parts. Barrel 4, Body 5, Stock 5, Sight 2, and an 18-round mag. Actually, the sight would be 2 or better. Your choice. You are doing the screw-loose stuff. As in Screw Loose from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
I'm really good at this.
Not bad, not bad. See how it compares to my current Stomper. Factoring in level difference, they're pretty close to evenly matched. This has barrel 4, body 1, stock 1, sight 1, and an 18-round mag. So really the only two good parts on this are the barrel and the mag. The rest are basic Alpha Foxtrot. Should check the shop. Underscoped. It has barrel 5 and sight 1. And that one has barrel 1 and sight 5. So this one's overscoped and this one's underscoped. Which means neither of them are a worthy purchase. I better get my hide over to T-Bone Junction right quick and in a hurry. And then the shops will change over and I'll go on another shopping spree and then I'll call it. Oh, and this time I'm drinking lemon San Pellegrino, or limonada. It's quite good. I still think my top two faves are yeah, you know. My top two faves are Limon y Menta and grapefruit. Limon y Menta means lime
Hello,
with
traveler! There are new missions available on the T-Bone Junction bounty board.
Hello, Marcos here. I've got an opportunity for you. Come see me at my place in T-Bone Junction.
Give us your weary.
Come in, come in.
100% more awesome. Also, torque doesn't make the guns out of freaking wood.
Pleasure to be doing
Those
business.
guys a thing or two about firepower.
I'm already halfway to level 51.
What can I do for you?
If you need healing, step right up.
I think that squiggly thing, which I actually call the squiggly thing, is the second best part for the left side.
Get your meds here.
And that has the best part on the right side.
What do you want? Spit it out.
So it has both a squiggly thing and a soda can.
you've got.
This episode would have been pretty close to exactly 2 hours long if the game hadn't crashed, but because the game crashed, it means I get to do all this you-know-what routine. Which, you know, not necessarily a downside. Ah, I knew she'd jump out the wrong way. Oof. Huh. That's a temptation right there. Check that out. 56.1 accuracy with barrel 2 because it's Hyperion. You see why I say Stompers are best in the hands of Lil, and everyone else is better off with a Cobra? Now, I don't need to plan 2 levels ahead. I've already got level 51, Bouncing Betty. Can I get a new mercenary class mod finally?
What can I do for you?
First aid kit. You won't regret it.
Of course not, but this shield has the squiggly thing on the left side and the dog dish hubcap in the middle.
That'll do for now.
Let's get you rolling.
Best armed mercs, eh? I've seen Lance carry some pretty feeble gear.
It's hard to see new opportunities with old equipment. Upgrade now.
Oh, two TDR legendaries encountered within the past handful of minutes. That's an electric carnage with ammo regen. That combination of features right there is exceedingly rare. And because it's an elemental carnage, that means it would proc per shot. So that actually would be an interesting gun. I could maybe have some fun with this. This is actually more of a brick style of gun. You'd think it would be a Morty style of gun because it's a revolver, but nope. Because it's an explodey, it's best in the hands of brick. Here's a pounder that's almost good. Well, barrel 3, body 1, stock 1, sight 1. I'll never understand why they made Stompers more powerful than Pounders. I mean, you could at least do something to justify the Pounder's existence. This is underscoped. It has barrel 5 and sight 1. Also stock 2, which is fine. Generally speaking, in my experience, regardless of brand, the stock on a sniper rifle is fine as long as it's stock 2 or better. I really hate this chintzy magnifying lens of a so-called scope. Sight 1. Ugh. I know I say this all the time. Have said this plenty of times in the past, but it just seems like they got sight 1 and sight 2 mixed up. Sight 1 should be the dot sight and should have the least amount of zoom or no zoom at all. Sight 2 should be the scope with the least amount of magnification. And combat rifles should be able to have plain old iron sights. Under-leveled garbage trash. Two Thanatoses. This would be a pretty good, well-rounded sniper rifle if it was an explodey, because if it was explodey, it would proc per shot. This is a pretty good Thanatos right here. This one's too ordinary. The Grim, the Caustic, pretty good. Notice the accuracy and damage difference, because this one has barrel 1 and this one has, I think, barrel 2. The lower damage is the result of the elemental capacity. But it's like I always say, and I'm not the only one who says this, You don't need to prioritize base damage with an elemental. And really, you can have about as much fun with a Karate Go Nuts machine pistol as you can have with a Karate Go Nuts revolver. The Defiler is still the top of the line Karate Go Nuts weapon, though.
Over here!
But of course, that's what it does. That's who and what it is. Level 37, that's typically the level that I start out with on Playthru-2. And this is like midway through Playthru-2. Stomper, Roland and Lilith can override the inherent weakness of the Stomper.
Walking.
Which is a weakness shared with S&S machine guns with even-numbered body types. That weakness being exceedingly slow fire rate for a weapon that's supposed to be full auto. That's a pretty good rifle. Yeah, it's Tediore, but it's really good. Barrel 3, body 5, stock 1, sight 3, 18-round mag, and the intense prefix, which means critical hit bonus. Wouldn't mind getting my mitts on one of those with my Tediore Morty. That exact same rifle with those same parts, even though it's level 40. Never mind the label color. Sure, blue, that's a plus, but the parts are really what matter most. And you combine good parts with a good prefix, like intense in the case of combat rifles, you're on the verge of a masterpiece weapon. That one right there isn't necessarily a masterpiece. If it was a Dahl or a Hyperion and had all those same parts and was an intense Cobra, then you're looking at a masterpiece. Or, of course, if it was a Dahl Stomper with any prefix. Intense preferred. Not obligatory, just preferred. Go ahead and stash this.
If you're on a budget, Tediore is always the way to go.
Barrel 1, body 1, stock 3, I think that is. Sight 1, 18-round mag. So really the only thing it has going for it is that 18-round mag. And yeah, the stock is, I guess, an improvement over stock 1, but a stockless rifle, I always make fun of those. Not even a ranged ninja would use something like that. It has a dot sight. What's really insulting is a stockless rifle with a scope. And we see that all the time in movies. Do they even care that they're insulting the audience?
You're explode. Customize your grenades with
It's a real doctor when you got my machines and they're scary needles.
going after the vault. Better arm yourself with the best.
I wonder why grenades max out at 9. How they decide upon the number 9 when everything else is an even number. Well, let's see if I should add anything to my shopping spree list of destinations or whatnot. I'll save Old Haven for next time. Now, will I find level 43 Dahl stuff in these shops? Dahl Headland. Seems only appropriate, but I'd hazard an educated guess that it might be level 34.
Hyperion asks, what
Oh,
is a gun that doesn't shoot
pleasantly
bullets?
surprised.
Get a gun that's as accurate as you are.
Not going to buy that, though. It's not
If you need healing,
any better than what I've got.
A sniper without a sniper comm is just a guy with a gun.
Incendiary rubberized, those would be fun.
forget your ride.
Let's get out of here.
Acid rubberized, even more fun.
Kids.
What did you think you were going to do? Now, in GOTY Enhanced, there's, oh, never mind. I've seen people use this stack of tires to get up there before in GOTY Enhanced.
To one thing really well. Power. And honestly,
That's pretty
what
good.
else do you need?
That has barrel 5. Looks like it also has body 5. Not accurate enough. I require a bare minimum accuracy of 89, which is what BL1 has with barrel 2, that same barrel.
Look at all this stuff.
Barrel 3, sight 5, stock 1. Not sure what kind of body, but it's a fairly, I'd hazard an educated guess that it's a fairly average body type since it has a low fire rate of 0.6.
The SN's philosophy is tech plus ammo capacity equals I win. Cheap,
2
reliable,
minutes.
lightweight, and incredibly fast reload speed. Look at you roll. Your makes an easy-to-use gun.
That means that I should go back to T-Bone Junction. I have half a mind to see that, nah, That would take too long. Okay, I'll say it this time. A clip is a device other than a speed loader used for loading a magazine or cylinder.
Hello, traveler! There are new missions available on the T-Bone Junction bounty board.
Let's trick out your ride.
Do not worry. Pandora is a very distant planet within our interplanetary dominion. We might
My number one shot.
Marcos here. I've got an opportunity for you.
Purposefully
Come
timed.
see me at my place in T-Bone Junction.
Just like before.
Guys,
I've said it before and I'll say it again. For the most part, ordinary burst fire guns don't make good elementals because they don't proc reliably. The only exceptions are the Hornet and Crumb's sidearm and maybe a select few others.
What do you need? Well, that should cover it, kid.
Doctor, when you got my machines and their scary deals.
Best part in the middle, dog dish hubcap.
Yeah. What is it? You know what you need to know.
Are you about ready to get rolling?
I checked this stuff over here. I didn't. I had a feeling I was overlooking something.
Wow, you're not dead. Oh, come on, let's get down. Come on, everybody. Check me out. I'm dancing. I'm dancing.
Encounter enough beasties out there, and you'll be happy you won from the rest.
I'll just go down the list. Really, this is the sort of thing I should be spending extra time doing on my Meteor Morty, since he needs it more. Part of the reason for that is level 40 versus level 43, and the nature of Meteor versus the nature of Dahl.
Do you need something?
Do I need something? Truth be told, the stuff I've currently got is plenty good. But I guess my greed drives me to acquire ever greater ever more better stuff. Is that greed or is that practicality? Am I being greedy or just practical? Another stockless rifle. Best part left side.
I used to be a Galaxy-class scientist. I've been reduced to a battle.
Top priority. Level 43, or better if I can find it. Mercenary class mod. 5-line perp. Model 660. With SMG ammo regen. Good sights on that. Good fire rate. This is basically repeater that's comparable to a machine pistol.
Get your meds here.
Wait.
He's a real doctor when you got my machines and they're scary needles. Don't settle for anything less than best.
Which is basically what the Vladov Rebel is.
Hey, let's get you rolling, man.
Let's get out of here. Enough walking.
Jumped out the right way. Freak out. I feel so much more motivated on this Dahl Allegiance run than I ever feel on Pt.2 Allegiance.
Hyperion asks, what good is a gun that doesn't shoot where you point? Get a gun that's as accurate as you are.
This would be good as a masher. 89.3. I think both Atlas and Malawan revolvers have that same accuracy rating with barrel 2. A white label mostly ordinary thingamadoozer in the item of the day slot. That just irks me. And it has those sights that disappear when you aim down sights. And that's only true for machine pistols.
Atlas spares no
Oh, what's this?
making guns that excel in every area.
Worth it. Barrel 5, body 5, stock 3, sight 4, I think that is. It's only too bad it doesn't have an 18-round mag.
Don't know who to trust? You.
All my combat rifles have good barrel types. 3, 4, and 5.
If you need healing, step right
two of the best parts, left side and middle, the 3 prongs, and the dog dish hubcap. Good accuracy on this. This extended end of session shopping spree has proven fruitful. If I can get at least one good thing, that's good enough for me, and here I've gotten a couple of them. It's only too bad I can't mix and match and rearrange their parts together. This is pretty good. To have all the best attributes and a good mag size. It always seems like they have good parts and a skimpy mag, or moderate parts and a good mag. It can never be just right. It's actually a good SMG. I mean, it's no Hellfire.
You never should have come here. Now you're gonna pay. I got what I've been saving for you.
All right. So I can go back to Under Doom. I think there's an Undertale themed Doom wad for Doom 2, classic Doom 2. And I'm pretty sure it's called Under Doom.
Going up against a bedrock opponent, you need a better gun. Needs a real doctor when you got my machines and their scary needles.
Two of the best parts on this. Left side, right side, the 3 prongs, and the soda can. I don't really need all these different combat rifles. I just like having them. Okay, here I am, level 50, and I still haven't found a replacement for this level 34 5-line perp Merccom. Gotta have that SMG ammo regen. This concludes my extended shopping spree, and this concludes this episode. Till next time, catch you on the flip side, and see you next mission, slaboids.